If you're like most BCBAs, you've probably told yourself, I just need to prep better. I need better handouts. I need to explain things more clearly. But what if the real breakthrough in parent training didn't come from doing more? What if it came from actually doing less, more consistently? Now, not lower quality, not cutting corners, just less reactivity, less decision fatigue, less time reinventing the session every single week. In this video, I'm going to show you the shortcut that changed everything for me. A simple shift that makes sessions more focused, more effective, and way easier to document. It's not a handout, it's not a magic phrase, it's a system. And once you have it, you'll never go back. When we think about time wasters in parent training, we usually focus on prep, finding a new resource, pulling together examples, writing goals to fit the session. But here's the truth. The real time drain isn't prep. It's improvisation. It's walking in with no plan. It's thinking, wait, what did we even work on last week? It's bouncing from behavior reports to crisis of the week problem solving and never quite finishing what you started. And then when the session's over, you spend another 20 minutes trying to turn that scattered conversation into a meaningful session note that actually makes sense. That's where your time is going, not because you're doing it wrong, but because you're trying to do everything on the fly. It doesn't just cost you time, it costs you consistency, confidence, and clear outcomes. But here's the good news. There's a way to fix it that doesn't require working more. It just requires working smarter, and I'll show you exactly how it works. The real shortcut isn't about shaving a few minutes off your prep time. It's about having a structure that removes the guesswork every single week. Imagine walking into a parent session already knowing what skill you're teaching, how you'll explain it, what you're going to model, and what the parent will practice before you meet again. That's what a structured session flow gives you. And it doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, my entire parent session structure fits into 5 simple steps. Connect with the parent, review the previous goal, teach or reinforce one strategy, embed it into a real routine, and document the next step. That's it. It's the same framework I use and Achieve. And once I started using it consistently, everything changed. Sessions became easier to lead, parents became more engaged, and the documentation became 10 times faster. We'll talk about how to make documentation that easy in just a minute. But first, let's break down what each of those 5 steps actually looks like in practice and how you can use them in your very next session. So the first step is to connect with the parent. This isn't about small talk. It's a focused moment to anchor the session. Think about asking one quick question that reveals something useful, like what felt easier this week? Or what's one win you noticed, even if it felt small? That gives you insight and reinforces the idea that progress is possible. That's your anchor, and then you build on it. So step 2 is to review the previous goal. If you're tracking a specific parent skill like prompting, reinforcement, or follow through, this is where you check in. It doesn't need to be formal. Just ask, were you able to try that strategy during playtime this week? If yes, reinforce it. If no, troubleshoot briefly and then move forward. This is where momentum is either gained or it's lost. And then step 3 is to teach one strategy, one skill, not 3. Whether it's prompting, labeling, weighting, or reinforcement, choose just one thing to introduce, explain, or model. Keep the teaching short. Use a visual or a quick demo if possible. And here's the key. Don't move on until the parent understands what this is going to look like at home. This is where coaching becomes actual teaching, and it only takes that one step. Then step 4 is to embed it into a real routine. Ask, where do you think this will fit best in your week? The best practice comes from natural routines like snack, bath time, cleanup, or transitions. You're not giving them homework. You're helping them build a habit. And that shift is what creates long-term follow-through for parents. And then the fifth and final step is to document the next step. Before the session ends, clarify what the parent is working on. Let them say it in their own words if possible, then write it down. This is what makes your documentation easy because you're capturing it while it's fresh. And speaking of documentation, here's where it gets really good. I'm going to show you how to turn this flow into a planner that actually writes the session note for me. So let's talk about the parts that no one likes to admit takes forever, and that's writing meaningful goals and those session notes. Even when the session goes well, trying to turn it into a clean, defensible note, that can eat up a lot of your time, especially if you're piecing together what was taught, what the parent did, and what you plan to do next. That's where this final shortcut comes in. Use a tool that does it for you. In the Achieve Parent Training Session Planner, everything I just walked you through is already built in. You select the lesson that you taught, the parent goal auto-populates, you drop in quick details like what was modeled and what the parent tried, and at the bottom of the sheet, your session note is ready to copy and paste. Just a little editing in your documentation system to make it polished, and that's it. You're not typing from memory. You're not trying to make something up that sounds clinical. You're capturing real progress in real time. And if you want to build your own version of this, you absolutely can. Just start by pre-writing 5 to 10 parent goals that you use often. Create a repeatable session note template. Set up a simple tracker for what was taught and what's next. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be consistent. But if you want the shortcut already done for you, I'll show you what Achieve includes in that final section. You became a BCBA to help families thrive, not to spend every week recreating the wheel. When you lead with structure, parent sessions stop feeling like a fire drill and start feeling like teaching. The best part, you don't have to build the structure alone. The Achieve Parent Training curriculum gives you everything I just walked you through. It's a framework for every session, a full library of skill-based lessons, built-in goals, progress tracking, auto-generated notes, and tools that actually make your job easier. You can get started with the free session planner or explore the full curriculum using the link right below this video. And if you're wondering, how do I know if the parent is actually making progress? That's what we'll cover in the next video, how to measure parent progress without making it complicated. We'll talk about what to track, what actually counts as progress, and how to document it without hours spent on writing notes. I'll see you there.